So this topic keeps coming up. And so I must need to talk about it for somebody. Somebody needs to hear it. So how do you try the spirits? You have to try. The Bible says to test the spirits, right? It's really easy. Do they believe in Jesus? Do they speak according to the word? If they speak not according to this word, there's no light in them. Do they take verses out of context? Can they admit they're wrong? Do they learn from other people? You know, if you're a teacher, you love other teachers. You love to listen to other teachers. The spiritual gift that's in you, you like to see it in other people, right? So if that's true for teaching, it's true for everything. So I'm just looking at this fence over here for a second, see why that thing fell over like it did. That's bizarre. Somebody might have ran into it. So the same spirit that's in you, you're going to be drawn to that spirit in other people. If you're saved, you're drawn to saved people. If you're unsaved, you're drawn to unsaved people. The birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. Jesus died that we might live. He died and he rose that we might live. He went to the cross. Yeah, he died, but he also rose. The same spirit that raised Jesus from dead will quicken your mortal bodies. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I started doing the scavenging hunt. And every time I see something on the side of the road, it's like, that might be some gold right there. A gold find. Now, what's hard is discerning the spirits when somebody knows the right things to say, because they were raised in that building over there and they know the right things to say, but because they were been around it their whole life, and it's hard to figure out what the deal is, you know? A lot of people never got born again. They never missed a day of church, but they never got reborn. The legalist, okay, so let me give you an example. If the Bible says, if any man preaches another gospel, let him be accursed. And it says it twice. If anybody, an angel, human, any creature preaches another gospel, let him be accursed. What does that mean? Well, if you go to a church and they say, well, if you miss a day of church, you're not right with God. Well, is that faith alone in Jesus alone? No. That's another gospel. If you go to church, somebody says, you got to be slain in the spirit, you got to speak in tongues, are you not saved? Is that the gospel? No, that's another gospel, because it's faith alone in Jesus alone. That's another gospel. Somebody says, you got to follow tradition, you got to follow some kind of tradition. Is that the true gospel? No, that's another gospel. Faith plus tradition, faith plus works, faith plus never missing a day of church, faith plus slain in the spirit or speaking in tongues, those are other gospels. What are the works of God? To believe on his Son whom he has sent. What are the works of God? To believe on his Son whom he has sent. So faith plus works, faith plus speaking in tongues, faith plus some emotional thing, faith plus you better not miss a day of church, or you better tithe, or you better do this. Faith plus anything else is another gospel. Let them be accursed. Now, I just described most your Baptists, your Methodists, and your Pentecostal churches. And that's sad. I just described most of your Pentecostal churches and your Baptist churches and your Methodist churches. Now, when you go in there and you talk to them, they sound like they got it going on, right? They know the Bible. But why do they accept another gospel? Why do they accept anything else? Because it's a culture. The culture has lied to everybody. The culture is a culture of works, levels, ranks, grades, and ratings. You can discern the spirits. If any man preaches another gospel, let him be accursed. Red flag. If it's faith plus something else, you got to speak in tongues. That's a cult. You got to do this or do that. That's a cult. It's Apostle Paul. It's not a touch not, taste not, handle not situation. I got to function down here. I got to function down here in 3D. I don't like it at times. Sometimes, I'm probably going to go buy me a bicycle, enjoy that. But there's things you can enjoy down here. Don't get me wrong. But this is not your home. This is not your, this place is lacking. This place lacks something. That which is seen is made by the unseen. So the real world is the unseen world. So what is this world? These are objects. What's that fire hydrant? It's an object, and it's an object lesson. Does it have a literal use? Yes. Does it have a symbolic use? Yes. Why is it green and white? Why do they paint them certain colors? There's symbolism. It has a metaphorical reason. Put out a fire. Why is it that the city has fire hydrants all over the city? To put the fire out. But why? Why would they do that? Why is there electrical posts all over the place and transformers? Because it's telling you a deep spiritual truth. Why do you dig down in the ground and and find you a well? It's a deep spiritual truth. Dwell. D-W-E-L-L. Wellness. Well. Why is it called a well? Because water, you need water to be well. Why do you think they're poisoning your water? Because it's a death cult. You can discern the death cult 1,000 miles away, but you got to be able to discern your own thoughts. You got to be able to pay attention to your own thoughts. You got to be able to rightly divide the word of truth, and you actually have to be aware of your own thoughts and your own stuff. I've seen this piece right here sitting here for like 10 years, and they just leave it there. What's that about? If you really want the answers, knock, seek, and ask. Lord, what does that mean? What does this mean? Why did this person cross my path? What's up with this? Why is this situation happening? What's this? What's this? What does this mean? Why does this keep repeating? Why does the cycle repeat? Why do they play the same music every May, June, July? They play the same songs that they played last year. And why does that repeat? Why are the brake lights red? Who controls the alphabet? Why does every nation have a flag? Why do the trees grow upward? Why are they stable? Why do they outlive a human? What's their power? What's longevity? What's the secret to longevity? I mean, all you have to do is start asking questions and it starts to get revealed. Discern the spirits of an agent. Study all the different, get grounded in the word, but then study all the different beliefs out there like the Jesuits do. That's how they mess with you. They'll send people in your world based on the past that you've yoked up with, the people that you vibrated with in the past. They will send somebody that has all those attributes. I don't know how the devil does it, but he does it. He's got and it might not necessarily be the devil. It might just be the memory trying to come back, you know. About a year ago, I had my windshield cracked, and I bought this new car, and the windshield got hit. About a year ago, or 2 years ago, I had a transmission glitch. Now this one's glitching. The memory stuff comes back. I'm gonna probably take it up there and get my transmission fluid changed just to see if that does it. But it's like a stronghold memory. So it's not always the devil, but it's your memory, the seeds that you sowed in the past, and the people that you quantum connected with the past. Those kind of personalities come back. You can cut everybody off. I've done it. You cut everybody off, right? I mean, cut everybody off for years. Just cut everything off. And the same kind of personalities will appear again. Whether you call it the devil, whether you call it a memory, whether you call it a ghost, whether you call it a dream and a stronghold or whatever, it's going to try to come back. But you don't have to go backwards, you go forward. Every time you take 2 steps forward, the system tries to knock you 1 step back. But you have to recognize it. You ask, why does this happen? And you get your answers. You will get your answers. You just have to keep knocking.